We made it!
Can we go home now? They almost invited me on to the pub. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're now departing for home.
Don't be so depressing.
We've still got 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's not like we're going tomorrow. It's going to take us 6 weeks. Come on.
Miles of countryside and wilderness.
And ice and snow.
Thought we'd seen the last of it yesterday.
How wrong we were.
Glad we didn't pick a route without snow this time. That's the Sami Parliament. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're still hunting the elusive moose, and we have just found some massive piles of moose poo, or moose cack, as Melissa Latham would describe it.
We left you last time having successfully got to the Nordkapp. Bit of a hairy journey, but we made it safely up and down thanks to the brilliant driving of our menfolk.
That's me.
And Steve. So we're now having a couple of days at a campsite in Karasjok, which is the Norwegian Sami capital, and we're just going to stay at this campsite, a couple of days of not driving.
We've put the brakes on for a few days, so we're doing literally not much. Like, we're out here at woods now hunting for moose, but it's really just about getting dog to stretch his legs, because I feel very lazy, because for the last few weeks,
42
really,
days.
It just seems to be get up, drive, stop, walk, look around, sightsee, go to bed, get up, drive, etc, etc. So not that I'm complaining,
Just for a change. Comedy gold watching you go down steps.
there's no snow, you get complacent and you forget that it's still icy and slippy. Oh, hello. Okay, a traditional Sami fairy tale called The Elf Maiden. Sorry, I got reindeer hair on the phone. Once upon a time, two young men living in a small village fell in love with the same girl. This could get quite rude. During the winter, it was all night. Pause for dramatic effect. Except for an hour or so about noon. Hang on. Oh, you see, just a comma at wrong place can change everything, can't it? During the winter, it was all night except an hour at afternoon where you had to go and have a lie down.
I was going to say, the boy done well.
Okay, during the winter, it was all night except for an hour or so about noon when the darkness seemed a little less dark. And then they used to see which of them could tempt her out for a sleigh ride with the northern lights flashing above them. Or which could persuade her to come to dance in some neighbouring barn. But when the spring began and the light grew longer, the hearts of the villagers leapt at the sight of the sun. The young man gave up trying to deceive himself and set about finding some way to get the better of his rival. You will have to unzip that reindeer trouser and unleash your elk-like member, she said. Enough cattle
Did
were...
you a short story?
Yeah, this is it now. However, enough cattle were left to make the young man rich, and he and his wife lived happily together. But thank you. Oh, started. I didn't know it started. Can you sit dog it back now?
You can see the dog. Well, thanks for watching so far.
If you've got this far, you must have nothing else to do. But thank you anyway. We're only a small channel, and we've hit 919 subscribers this week, which is actually pretty amazing. There's over 900 people daft enough to watch us. It's certainly not what we expected when we set out to sort of record our semi-retirement travels, so we can look back in years to come when I'm old and decrepit. So, thanks a lot. Like and share and subscribe.
We've been to Parliament. We learnt lots, didn't we? It's a really good tour.
They basically thought I was a Sami warrior.
No, they didn't.
They almost invited me on to the Parliament.
No, they didn't. It was interesting to learn about why they've had to have their own parliament and the impact that they may or may not be having with the Norwegian government and the struggles as an Indigenous people. It was really good.
And the construction of that building is just, as an ex-joiner from years ago, just like the woodwork's just phenomenal use of materials. It's really, really smart.
Are you feeling heavy? Do you have a weight on your back that's too hard to carry? Renders you still in your tracks? Well, tell me, are you hurting? Do you have a burden like a chain on your neck? Well, let me tell you something. You don't have to live like that. No, one soul could never make it alone. But if we all stand together, then we're stronger than one. And when your world starts to crumble, you don't have to run. 'Cause if we all stand together, then we're stronger than one. And have you been rejected? I promise I've been there too. I know how it affects you in every single thing that you do. Are you broken hearted, feeling disregarded, like you got nothing left? Well, let me tell you something. You don't have to live like that.
So as you know, we're on an LPG shortage now. So whilst we're on campsites, we're making the most of using the kitchen facilities, do the cooking and do the washing up. So on this site we've got really nice showers and toilets, washing machines, chemical toilet, games room over there with snooker table and air hockey, sauna there. Last night we made use of the Sami tents, the a lavu, which was really cute. And tonight we are cooking sausages in this little hobbit house. Little hobbits in there. Hello, little hobbit.
But if we all stand together, then we're stronger than one. And when your world starts to crumble, you don't have to run. 'Cause if we all stand together, then we're stronger than one.
A very frosty cold night, we have left our park up at Karasjok.
It was -7 last night. It's -4 now, although it's really beautiful. But according to the local sort of webcams that you can see across the road that we're going to drive, we might be in for another sort of section of quite icy conditions.
Is taking us up the E6 right along the river that is the boundary between Norway and Finland. As we're driving past, it's really icy and there's all sorts of ice floes on it, so it's been a really cold start to the day. There are reindeer all along this road and we've seen loads of groups of them already, but we are still after the elusive moose. Well, we've made it as far as Jakobselv, I think is how it's pronounced, on the Varanger peninsula. You can see the weather has got a little bit snowy.
It's cold.
And we've just got to decide what to do because the plan was tomorrow to go further east down to the very bottom, but the road was a bit shocking on the way here, and I think we're maybe going to call it and start heading south.
It was very slippy, and it's really hard because we've come so far, but it's another hour and a half there, hour and a half back, and just continually snow and ice. Most of the motorists have got studded tyres, and of course we've got all season tyres, all terrain tyres, but there's no studs in, so I don't know. We're just still weighing it up.
We'll see what tomorrow brings. But for now, we're just going to go and enjoy a little bit of a very short walk in the snow, and then hunker down for the night.
Don't know how to feel low yet. Please don't take my control. It's not even my own. For now, I'm thinking about my follower count. How did it go down?
Another clear morning this morning. We stayed at this little campsite, quite basic. There's the service hut. Not particularly liking the communal showers vibe of it, but there you go. When in Scandinavia and all that. So the site does have a free laundry, which is useful. Black and grey waste up that ramp. Separate male and female toilets and showers, although communal showers. And a nice flat field. Fairly reasonably priced, I guess. It's only -4.
Yeah, it's only -4.
Jolly good. So plan for today then. we've decided not to carry on down the peninsula to Varanger. So we're going to head straight for Kirkenes and go and see if we can see some huskies at the snow hotel.
Hey, why do we lie like that? Say that we're fine like that. I know we're not alright. Why do we lie? We're giving up time like that. Losing our minds, so sad. I need to unwind. Need to unwind. Oh, why do we? Why do we lie like that? Say that we're fine like that. I know we're not alright.
And smell that dog, can't you? Hey? You're just happy in there, are you? You're just happy. Yeah, because you can see under the tarp there that there's ice. It's getting cold. So this is also our last few minutes in Norway, really.
Minutes?
Well, 10 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Always exaggerating.
We've spent the last night in Kirkenes on the port side. Quite quiet until a big ship turned up.
Dead noisy.
It
There were
wasn't.
cars, there were people walking past crunching in ice. It weren't a great park up.
And we got the ship turning up in the morning, which was nice to see. And I think that's
the cruise liner turned up outside, a constant drone of the engine,
Yeah.
just keep going.
But I think that's the same one that we saw in Hammerfest, which is quite cute. Anyway, we've just spent the last of our Norwegian kroner in the supermarket, except for the few that we'd had from years ago, which now aren't valid, but there you go. And we are heading into Finland, so we will see you next time in Finland.